The Mezzanine by Nicholson Baker. This is a book off the top 1000 list, 1000 Books to Read Before You Die by James Mustick. I had not heard of or read this author before, but I have seen several of his books at the bookstore. And I actually got a couple signed books by this guy. So I got actually a copy of this book, a signed copy of The Mezzanine, as well as a signed copy of You and I. But anyway, this book, The Mezzanine, is my first read by him, by this author. And I'm kind of conflicted about this one because basically the book is about nothing. The book begins with this guy taking an escalator up to the second floor of this shopping mall retail center thing, office building, and basically all that happens, the first chapter he breaks a shoelace, then there's a couple pages about him talking about broken shoelaces, then that kind of transitions into him talking about plastic straws and how they float up to the top of a glass, and he talks about other stuff like whether brain cells dying off is good or bad for your intelligence, whether it makes room for other things more important knowledge, and on it goes. Basically this book is about nothing. It's just random little nothing things about life. And I like that to an extent. It's very unique. And also something about the book is there's footnotes where it's almost like it's reading two novels at once. So in the novel, he may be talking about broken shoelaces, but then he may mention something about plastic straws. And then he'll continue one of those storyline threads in the main narration, in the main novel. And then in the footnotes, he'll talk about the other thing, like the plastic straws thing. And these do carry over from one page to another. So page 3 of the footnotes may be talking about plastic straws, and that carries over into the next page. And then for the narration, there may be the thing about broken shoelaces, and maybe that'll last 2 pages. So you have to kind of go back and forth, do you want to read all of the broken shoelaces plot first and then read the plastic straw plot? Or do you want to read all about the plastic straws and then go back to the broken shoelaces? Or do you want to read all of page 1, reading both the plastic straws storyline and the broken shoelaces storyline, and then the next page talking also about the storylines? So it's a really weird book, really unique, and I like it to an extent. So I mean, it's definitely an interesting book, and I like part of the writing and just how it's about nothing. But at the same time, after reading about 20 pages of the book, I was just kind of bored by it. Okay, I get the idea. So I think this is a book where if you like this writer's style, it could be very good, but otherwise you may just think it's very weird. So I really wouldn't recommend it to anyone, but I would say that potentially you might like the writing style. So this is very much a book that's for the right reader. It might be a pretty decent book, but I am not really that reader, even though I kind of like his writing to a point. Anyway, that is my thoughts on